All right, so a couple of quick updates about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Um, just real quick, I know that he's no longer being held in CCOT. He was moved to another facility, as far as I know, but that's pretty much where we are with his whereabouts. So I guess it's okay that he's not in CCOT, but like you need to bring him back. Anyways, first update: Rubio has been in touch with El Salvador's Bukele about Abrego Garcia. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been in touch with El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man wrongfully deported last month to El Salvador's CCOT mega prison. Multiple sources familiar with their contact told ABC News. Also, I think one of the most recent thing was covered that his wife and his 3 children have been moved to a safe house because the Department of Homeland Security posted his address online. So they had to go to a safe house. if dealing with his deportation wasn't enough, ABC News' Karen Travers asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio about Abrego Garcia at Wednesday's cabinet meeting in Washington, and he would not say whether there had been any form of contact. "I'll never tell you that," Rubio said. "And you know who else? I'll never tell a judge, because the conduct of our foreign policy belongs to the President of the United States and the executive branch, not some judge." Bro, what the hell is this? What is going on? I've never seen such blatant disrespect for our laws in the Constitution in my life. Like this whole this is just like a plague among the Republican Party. If you would have told me that little Marco would have been saying shit like this 10 years ago, I probably would have called you crazy. Like, I know Marco Rubio was no saint, but like, Jesus Christ. This dude is full on drinking the Kool-Aid. A spokesperson for the State Department said, "We do not comment on reports of private diplomatic negotiations, regardless if they are real or not." What does that even mean? What about this is a diplomatic negotiation? There is no negotiation here. It's we have a contract with El Salvador to send people to their extermination slave labor camp, and we send someone there by mistake that the government has admitted, as much as they'd like to turn around and double down that it's not a mistake and that he is a gang member. There's not a negotiation here. Just bring him back. That's all. It's one phone call. One phone call. And up until this point, Trump and his administration were denying, like, we don't have the power to bring him back. I don't have to bring him. El Salvador is a sovereign nation. We can't bring him back. One, that's bullshit. If President Trump picked up the phone and asked President Bukele, "Hey, we sent someone here by mistake, can you send it back?" It wouldn't be a conversation. You think Bukele's gonna stand up to the United States and tell him no? And then you had President Bukele come to the White House and they're like, "Can you bring him back?" He's like, I don't know how you want me to bring him back. He's out of, I can't do anything. I don't have the power to do it. What you want me to do? Smuggle him out? I can't. I don't have the power." What are you talking about? You basically built the prison. Okay. So here is where Trump admits that, yeah, I can. Remember, up until this point, they were saying, no. We can't. We don't have the power of sovereign nation. And Bukele is like, no, I don't have the power. CCOT's a sovereign nation in El Salvador. So in Trump fashion, he completely just says something different week to week. But this one's a big one because if I was a judge looking at this, writing up my contempt charges, here's a big one.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
In an interview with ABC News, President Donald Trump said he could bring Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia back from El Salvador, but he won't.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, "Send him back right now."
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers that don't want to do this.
But the buck stops in this office.
No. I follow the law.
Trump's comments.
So he admit that he could, but he won't because he's a gang member, even though we provided no evidence to say he was a gang member. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Crazy. I've done a million videos on this. I'm not going to go over his whole case again. And then from this same 60-minute interview, they called him. Oh wait, no, this wasn't 60 minutes. Sorry, that's like Trump's rival right now. ABC News exclusive from the same ABC News interview. They push him over the photoshopped MS13 tattoo on Abrego Garcia's knuckles. Here's the photo for reference. You know, when I first saw this, I was like, oh no, they're not trying to say MS13 is like actually tattooed on there. As like they clearly put that as like, you know, trying to say that these symbols spell out MS13 in some weird way. That's what I thought. And then I guess I was completely wrong. They're like, no, they're trying to sell that. They want us to believe that this MS13 is actually tattooed on his wrist. So the ABC News interviewer calls him out on that. Let's listen.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS13.
It says MS13.
That was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. Hey, but you're not being very nice.
That's hilarious. Like, how? Like, these people have to be laughing at us. Like, they genuinely are at the point where they either just don't cover up their lies anymore, or they don't even put effort into lying. Like, I can't believe the timeline we're living in. Get me out of it. But yeah, that's where we stand with Abrego Garcia. As I always say, continue to put pressure on this administration and continue to make your voice heard. It is, as much as it seems like it's not working, you can already see we are making baby steps towards progress. The fact that Senator Van Hollen was able to actually meet with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and at this point, as far as we know, he is no longer in CCOT. He is in another prison or whatever in El Salvador. So we're making baby steps. So keep making your voice heard. And this isn't over. If Abrego Garcia comes home, it's not over. There's still hundreds of other people that were sent there with no criminal record in the U.S. or the country they came from. No one that was sent to this extermination camp received due process. We shouldn't be sending anyone there, gang member or not. Let's be clear, because this is a slave labor camp, an extermination camp. Like, sorry, I don't think anyone should be sent there. But if we are going to send people there, it might as well go through due process, right? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.